don't know if any of you guys noticed, but I recently archived over 1,000 photos on Instagram. It took me a few days to do it, and I wanted to go over why and kind of pick out a few, tell a little bit about like the truth behind the photos and why I wanted to archive them. I used to run a fitness account ever since like 2015. It used to be called like emmafranceslev Fitness or something like that. And at first when I started it, it was like out of good fun and pleasure, and then became a very unhealthy obsession. And I kind of documented it along the way. More recently, I decided to archive a lot of those photos because I'm just in the part of my recovery where I don't need to talk about what I'm working out and eating all the time. Just because I've archived these posts doesn't mean I'm not interested in having these conversations anymore, and that it's not a big part of my life and who I am, because it absolutely is. It's how I even started this YouTube channel, really, like getting into it and creating this community of really amazing, empowering individuals, and that's something that I would never take for granted. But I just feel like I'm in this stage in my recovery where I just don't need it on my page, and I don't need to talk about it all the time. But anyway, I really want to use my social media platforms as still a way to have these conversations. I just wanted to have some sort of boundaries and some sort of privacy, because I was really vulnerable in a lot of these posts. And again, like, I'm an open freaking book. You see me on the street, like, we're best friends. I'm like, there's boundaries. I'm working on boundaries. But I'm very like, I love talking to people. I love connecting with people, and I love just like spilling our souls to each other. But I really want it to be like on my terms and in a place where I feel safe. And I feel like having a lot of these posts up, I really want to have these conversations, but when I'm ready, and like, which is, again, I'm ready, but I want to be on my terms, and I just felt like I needed a clean slate, and I just kind of wanted to like start fresh. I hope that makes sense. So there's the context that nobody asked for, but I provided it anyway. You're welcome. Where to start? Okay, this first photo, I look really good in this pic, but for some reason, like, all of these bathroom photos or like locker room photos where you can see people in the background, like, make me feel so uncomfortable. And maybe it's just because we're in a pandemic. I could never imagine myself doing this now, but just like, why did I take this in a public bathroom with all of these toilets in the back? I don't understand. I don't know why I thought that was a good photo. I took this picture in the hot tub of my old apartment complex, and this was the first time I ever used Lightroom and like someone else's preset. So I made absolutely no adjustments, and to me, it just looks really weird in color. Like, my armpit is kind of blue and green. The colors are weird. I don't know. I mean, this is literally a photo of my butt, and it says fueled by avocado toast. Like, it's just like, there was no discrepancy here. This is just straight butt. This one, again, I was feeling really stressed at my 9 to 5. I just like wasn't in a good place. I wasn't happy there. And I took this photo in the bathroom because I was like so desperate to put up content, because I was really stressed and not able to produce stuff like as I used to. And I don't know, it's just like weird to be in a bathroom. And I think I mostly focus on like the pressure that I felt to post at this time. This one also makes me a little bit sad because we were literally in Japan, and we were at this Airbnb in Kyoto, and I took this like selfie in the bathroom of the Airbnb, and I just felt really like bad, because this is kind of when I was dealing with a lot of disordered eating habits and being like on vacation. I was just kind of eating whatever I want because I'm in Japan, like I need to do that. And I just remember like feeling pretty bad about myself. And the ironic part about it is that this caption is literally saying like, when you're on vacation, listen to your body and take care of it, and then do whatever you want because you're on vacation. And I just feel like I was posting that because I needed to like validate my anxiety and like insecurity, which just, I'm like, Emma, it's okay, you were in Japan. Also, just something to point out, like, these colors are really dark and contrasted, and I feel like this is when I was really like, my disordered eating habits were like at an all-time high, and I feel like it's so reflective. And even just like the colors I was posting, like I was only posting neutrals with like little pops of color. In some ways I was like looking for validation that I was doing the right thing and eating the right thing, when like, what is the right thing? Like, fuck that. Nick tells a story all the time. I'm so embarrassed by it. We were literally hiking the Grand Canyon, and the whole time we were hiking, I was like looking over my shoulder to find a good photo op. At at the Grand freaking Canyon. I found this like giant boulder and I literally told Nick, I was like, oh my God, take my photo here. I can like Photoshop the background because I like to neutralize everything. And he'll even tell that story all the time because it was so ridiculous. Like, Emma, you're literally at a fucking national park. This like peak obsession as well with like posting all the time. I took this photo when I was really drunk on New Year's Eve, and shortly after this we went to a bar and I literally was puking in the bathroom as they were counting down from 10 to New Year's going into 2017. So that was not my best moment. This is when I lived in Buffalo as well, which is like, you can see all these colors are still really dark and gloomy because I literally felt like that when I lived in Buffalo. This look to me is so funny. Like, the outfit that I put together is just like so questionable. This like neon green top with zebra spandex and bright pink shoes. I just don't understand this photo. A lot of these posts are like positive thinking is positive energy and I love myself and I tell myself this, and it's like, I did not. I had no self-confidence. I was struggling so hard. I remember being really hard on myself. My workouts were like 2 hours long. It just takes me back to this like just place, and this was senior year now. We're kind of going into senior year of college, and I was very confused and conflicted. We were gonna move to Buffalo and I knew my heart was in LA, and obviously we ended up back in LA, but it just takes me back. Like this one. Here's to hoping my 6 mile hike burned off all of last night's dinner and today's fried chicken. Like, just eat the fried chicken. My heart goes out to past me, and I feel really grateful for that journey because it did lead me to where I am today. I'm gonna move up to more of the recent ones. Okay, this is one that I remember. Nick and I went on this hike and I didn't even like this photo when I posted it, but again, I was like, oh, I'm in a new Gymshark outfit. I have to post it. I need the engagement. And I put this ridiculous filter on it. Like, I'm so orange. It's so contrasted. It's just like not a flattering filter at all. This next one, I made these cinnamon rolls and they were literally not cooked. Like, they were underbaked and they literally look crusty and like doughy and like raw, and not any of those in a good way. I really love this photo. It takes me back to like such a strong moment in my life. I was feeling really bogged down by my 9 to 5, and I took myself on this hike in Santa Monica, and I remember racing up and racing over there to see the sunset, and I made it just in time. This was a time when I really wanted to make a change in my life, and I knew that it was coming for me in terms of like finding a different opportunity, because I didn't want to have a full-time job like that in an office when I was, obviously I'm trying to be an actor. This was kind of a pivotal moment for me because it was like a challenge that I set myself up to do, and I succeeded in it, and it made me feel really empowered. Honestly, a spray tan does wonders for me. I remember taking these photos in our little courtyard in our apartment complex, and I just felt so good. This is another photo I felt amazing in. I cropped that shirt and I was like, this is the shirt for me. Like, I felt so good in those photos. This is when I worked with Gymshark, and I felt really awesome at that point because like I'd spent so much money on the company and spent a lot of time and hard work like engaging with them and all of their athletes at the time, and just really like finding a company that I truly believed in and having the opportunity to work with them and do like, hosted like a giveaway, and I like filmed a video reviewing some of their sets. And this is one where I was just like, yeah, like I fucking did that. Like, that made me feel so cool. But at the same time, like, it was just so much of like who I thought I was, and like I really wanted to be a Gymshark athlete, and I feel like it just kind of got in the way a bit. We'll end on this one that I took in April of 2019, because this is when I was like finally posting less fitness content, more lifestyle fashion content, and I absolutely love this outfit. But I felt like this was kind of the transitional point in my life and in my feed and in my content. And you could also see like all the colors that I was posting, because I was finally like just experimenting and having fun and putting less limits on myself. And I think that's at the end of the day what it's all about, especially when it comes to like your relationship that you have with yourself. Like, I didn't want the rest of my life to be focused around like what I'm eating and how I'm working out and how I look. Like, I'm more than that, and I really want to focus on my art. And I think having that mentality, and especially in quarantine, I feel like that's where a lot of these self-discoveries, because I've had a lot of time to be by myself, I feel like that's where a lot of these self-discoveries have come in. And again, like, I know obviously it's like an emotional thing to look back at your past and kind of like look at it with a more like analytical, critical eye like I just did, but I really do have love for that girl, and I'm really proud of where she is now. And I think I had to go through all of that in order to get to where I am now and just have this growth and be in this point of my recovery. If you guys ever want to talk about this kind of stuff, like, I'm always here. My DMs are literally always open if you guys ever want to just chat. I'm just so done with like putting all of this ridiculous pressure on myself, and I just want to like have fun and express myself with my style and just be creative, because that's what makes me happy, and I just want to do what makes me happy. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it somewhat entertaining. And I don't know, going down memory lane, so it's a little bit interesting. You never know what you're gonna get. If you guys want to see a part 2, or if you want to see anything else in particular, please leave them in the comments below. I'm always taking video requests. And yeah, this was interesting. All right, bye guys.